All right, and we're live.
Hey,
We said, what did we
fuck
say
it.
about the video? That's what we said.
Fuck
about
it.
the video.
I'm over it. I'm over. What am I over? It. All of it. Fucking bullshit.
So Chop is angry. I'm sure a lot of people are angry that had made plans to attend the Thursday night football game between the Bengals and the Browns. That has now been flexed out for anybody who hasn't seen, and its place is Broncos and Chargers. The Broncos had to agree to it. It's kind of weird too. The Broncos agreed to it, and then they have 10 days to prepare before they play us. If we would happen to be able to somehow beat the Steelers, who lost to the Browns last night, and then we could pull off a couple games or something because we got the Cowboys after that. So then it's like, okay, well, but whatever. I don't know, because that would have been a short week. I'm just like, whatever. It'll kind of even out as far as that goes. But for everybody that made plans or like you, Chop, you have to work right now.
I work every third weekend. Guess what? The fucking 22nd is my weekend. I'm sure that if I go, hey, other people work with me, who wants to work my weekend right before Christmas? There'll be a fucking shit ton of people with their hands up I can pick from.
All zero.
It wasn't enough that the Bengals were fucking me over, right? Now the NFL has joined in on the fun.
I mean, in a way, you don't have to now watch this shit show that I'm sure this season has been, at least that game, but it still sucks.
Yeah.
Now you got to try to sell your tickets or whatever else, and that'll not be an easy thing to do for that game because it's two teams with losing records.
Right. Yeah. Stripe the Jungle ought to be real fun. That's the same thing they did with the whiteout, though. It was during a 1:00 game, wasn't it? Or no, it was oh yeah, because it got flexed into 1:00.
Correct. You are on the right channel for the Bengals.
I bought a goddamn outfit for that game. I got an orange Santa Claus suit I was going to wear to that game because my section is orange.
Yeah, I did not buy an outfit, and even if I had, I wouldn't have been wearing it. I was not dressing up special for this because
you're going to come naked. Yeah, it's like, fuck it. I wasn't wearing – I bought an outfit, but I ain't wearing shit.
No, I'm saying if I had. I didn't buy no special outfit is what I'm saying. I'll wear whatever the hell I want. I'm done with this telling me what to wear shit because it ain't went well this season anyways. Wear orange, wear this, wear that.
You want to tell them what to wear? Here, wear some of this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man, that's –
Mike Brown.
I completely forgot. I was going to – I got one too, and I was going to wear it, and I forgot. Well, it's so cold down here, as you can see.
Yeah, it ain't T-shirt weather in your garage.
No, I could have put it over this, so I could have done that, but I totally
I got a little
forgot.
heater going in the basement. That way, because it's it gets cold down here too.
Yeah, well, I had a heater in here, but when I tried to start it a couple weeks ago, it just would shut right back off. So I'm guessing I don't want to keep trying to do that, or it might catch everything on fire. So this heater, I'm guessing, is shot, which it's been down here, so I get it. But yeah, we have football, right? We're on a bye week, so we thought we'd revisit something that we did over the summer, which was AFC North positional rankings, and we're going to pull that up.
For some reason, I was on a sports betting app earlier, and the Bengals are still at plus 500 to lose this weekend. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You could lose to the bye week. Joe Burrow is going to request a trade. That would be losing the bye week. Yeah. Good gosh, so we hope something like that don't happen.
Yeah, well,
that's our big fear.
Jones is available, right?
Danny Dimes, baby. The Giants released him, if anybody didn't see that. I have no interest in bringing him in for the Bengals, and there shouldn't be interest. I mean, we got our backup quarterback here for this season. But I could see, maybe a playoff team. I don't know. I was thinking like the Bills. I don't know their backup quarterback situation, but man, wouldn't it make sense for him to go to the Bills behind a Josh Allen because who can run and is mobile? So I'm not saying he's anywhere close to the talent Josh Allen is, but a fit-wise for him and to be around a really good team like that and be a backup and shit, they might have a chance to win a Super Bowl. If the Bills win a Super Bowl, that man gets a ring. I'd be calling the Chiefs, hey, you want me to come?
Hey, how fucked up would that be, though, is that how shitty he was in New York, and they released him because he wanted to trade. And then he goes and he gets a backup position to end the season for a Super Bowl contender and then win the Super Bowl, and he gets a fucking ring.
Yeah, that'd be nice for him.
Good job, Daniel Jones.
I'm surprised that the Giants let him go. A lot of teams, because they said that he requested his release, and a lot of
I
teams
guess they're
just
being
say,
extra
"What do you
nice.
do?"
I wouldn't have.
Yeah. Well, they're even their GM and owner or whoever come out and said like they basically run them with how they've done things there. So,
Duh.
you see Mike Brown saying that about Burrow?
No.
No.
Mike Brown.
They don't take any.
Fuck Joe Burrow. He's putting asses in the seats. We're selling Donato's Pizza. We're selling Skyline Chili. Come on, it's only $20 fucking a coney.
Yeah, Crip Nips is not going to be on Fridays, so he's taking a hiatus on Fridays. He should still be on Monday shows.
It's a lot of work to do 2 hours a week.
No, he won't.
I'm just messing with him. He's probably watching.
Yeah, and it's tough for Greg because me and Chop have not been super positive on here lately, and Greg tries to stay positive. That's his mindset. I get it. I don't hold nothing against him for it. So.
Right. He's Mr. Positivity, and well, fuck. Even I go on Jeff's show and I start making comments, and Jeff was reading them, and all of a sudden he's like, "God damn it, Chop! I was reading your comments, and they're all getting so negative," and I'm like, I don't feel like it's negativity. I just feel like I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, it's how I feel.
I'm not like, first of all, I'm never fuck you, Bengals. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be my team. It doesn't mean I can't be mad at them for the way shit's going. Who the fuck is like okay with what the fuck is going on right now? Who is that?
Yeah.
I don't care how positive you are. There is no fucking way that somebody's just like, oh, yeah, this is cool. Unless your name's Mike Brown, Katie Blackburn. What the fuck is her husband's name?
Troy
Blackburn, fucking Duke Tobin. They're cool. Mike Brown right now flipping through that fucking, $4.9 billion fucking dollars he's got.
Net worth, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't actually have the cash or the gold. He might, honestly, you never know. He might have the Scrooge McDuck and he's there diving, swimming in his gold coins.
He probably is.
You never know.
Right. He rubs the lotion on the skin.
Well, all that rollover money, at some point you roll over $10 million every year for extensions that never happen. Where's it go? Shit, It goes right in that piggy bank, man.
My hope is that the Blackburns, when old Mikey does pass the torch, and by pass the torch, I mean the man's about to turn 90 years old, that the Blackburns are in it for the money and they just cash in that $5 billion cash cow, sell the team. I would love them to sell it to the fans like they did in Green Bay. I damn sure have a one share of that shit. But my outlook at things changing here, it's just dismal. On the fucking bye week, I'm bitching about it.
Well, let's and I'm sure we'll find a way. Oh, and I agree, Tony. He definitely has a Scrooge McDuck mentality, and try to get to some of the things over here. But we want to get to the positional rankings. Those will probably take a while. But yeah, Victoria said her own quarterback said there's nothing to celebrate. What's good, Robert?
That's right.
Kevin, and seen a whole bunch of crap. Everybody in the chat, Darth, everybody.
I did read, I can't remember who it was, but one of the Bengals reporters that are down there all the time and report on the Bengals said that they pulled into the parking lot and it was completely empty. One fucking car was there. It was Joe Burrow is there on the bye week trying to get better. I feel so bad for this kid, man.
He wants to win, man. He's used to winning. He was at Athens and he's taken them to a state title game. He goes to LSU and he leads them to a national championship. He comes here, he gets us to the Super Bowl and gets us back to the AFC championship game. Now there's other people that play roles in that, but I'm just saying he's used to, hey, this is what I expect. These are my expectations for myself and the team I'm on.
Right.
And they're letting him down, and it's going to be a crucial offseason when we get to it. But I mean, you're not technically out of it yet. You're going to have a chance again next Sunday against the Steelers to
lose my $100.
Yeah. And they're going to be pissed off too. That's why, everybody's all excited about the Browns winning. And I'm sitting there like,
right. I know.
And then Myles Garrett's just like, TJ Watt, I'm a better player and I'm and this, that, and the other. I'm like, now you get a pissed off TJ Watt, all this stuff, but you can't worry about that. The Bengals at the end of the day have to go out there and play good football regardless of.
They probably weren't going to win anyway.
Yeah, it really don't matter.
You're better off to go into it with that fucking attitude.
Yeah. My hope, but that's the thing. I can say that right now, but then when it's like game time and the game's about to kick off and we score a touchdown or anything happens, I'm all back on board. Like, all right. Now we could do this and then we could go. I'm all the way back in when the game starts.
I know, Dale, like I'm looking at your draft guide, which is for sale for just minimum $5 project game day donation. But anyway, I'm looking at your draft guide and I'm thinking all these top 10 picks. And I'm thinking like, man, all we're really doing is fucking up our pick if we're not going to go to the playoffs. But like you said, when I'm watching the game, I can't fucking root for a missed pass to Jamar. I can't root for a touchdown by the other team. No fucking way, man. I'm not rooting for the draft pick. It's not inside of me. I can
even that Dolphins game, man, I was like, we need to lose this game. But when I'm watching it and it was such a fun game and the Bengals kept scoring and coming back, it's like, but it's like Joe Burrow. And it's like, ultimately, I think I was still rooting, but it was one of those internal battles that whole game of like, I'm not outwardly rooting against us. I'm not going to be mad if we win this game, but at the same point in time, it would have sucked to lose out on Joe Burrow.
I know. Oh my God, how sweet will it be to get like a top 10 draft pick next year? Because we definitely need something.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's got to be so much more than that. It's got to be a commitment and free agency. And like I was talking about on the Iceman show yesterday, they really. It's like it. Remember how they identified the targets and went after them and hit them? We were both talking about this, and it was like, when they lost Carl Lawson, boom, they had Trey that same night after Lawson signs, and that was a great job. And then they lost William Jackson, and boom, they had Chidobe Awuzie and Mike Hilton. They both signed like right away after that he wasn't coming back. And then we needed help on the O-line after the Super Bowl loss. And they go out and they target Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, two of the first signings of any team once free agency opened. It was like they had a plan, and it seems like they don't have a plan lately.
No.
When it comes to free agency, they're willing to wait until tier 3 or 4. It's like DJ Reader, they thought, oh, maybe we'll get him, right? Von Bell left. They didn't have a plan. They ended up selling for Nick Scott a couple days later. Just things like that it doesn't seem like they've had a plan, or they didn't. And you've got to have a plan B, C, D, and E when you're going into free agency. You can't think, oh, DJ Reader's just going to come back. And maybe their plan was Sheldon Rankins, but it wasn't a good plan because they didn't need to lose DJ. They needed to add – Sheldon hasn't panned out, but they needed to add a pass rusher to replace Larry O from 3 years ago. That was what Rankins should have been anyways, along with DJ Reader. So I don't know, man. It's just very important all season for them to have a plan, period, point blank, and execute it well.
We'll see, man. We will see. I mean, I'll still be fucking wearing this orange and black stripe shit that I got all over this house, I'll still be yelling Who Day. I mean, what else am I going to do? I'm not going anywhere else.
Yeah. I wore Ohio State stuff the last 2 days to work, so.
Yeah.
That's what I do. It's my silent protest. But
that's what I'm saying. I'll go to work in my LSU gear, or lately I've been wearing Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah. And Andrew says they have a plan. It's the bargain plan.
Yeah, right. The bargain bin. Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a crazy good division. And Chris says plan one is higher Belichick. I'm not opposed to it. He's older, 70-some years old. I mean, Vrabel, what could you get out of Vrabel? I think Vrabel would be a good hire if you're talking about a head coach. But I think it's going to be a D coordinator. Like, I don't think they're going to fire Zach. So until, like, maybe they surprise us and it happens, that's not in my mind as much as a D coordinator. And if they fire Lou, and I mean, unless – I don't know. They go on some magical run here and win out and this, that, and the other. Lou should be fired, period, point blank.
Lou should be fired if they make a magical run. There's no way it's the defense that's going to get us to the playoffs if that happens.
Right, and they haven't even got us in position to win any of these games typically. I mean, the last one was better, but, what's taken so long? And what takes so long to make decisions on players to have to bench a guy and then another guy comes in and looks good, but, hey, you're already 4-7, 4-6 last week when they benched Cam. And then Turner gets hurt. Well, he's right back in there. But
which you would rather have?
But Robert Saleh and Dennis Allen would be at the top of my list for D coordinator.
Which one? Who? Like, let's just say that you could pick a coach right now that's available. Which one?
Saleh, probably.
Saleh. I like Saleh or Vrabel.
Some very good defenses with the 49ers. And since he left, I don't feel like they've been as dominant as they were when he was there. So I think Vrabel's probably getting a head coaching job. So I would love to have him as a D coordinator.
Yes.
But just for D coordinator wise, I think Saleh, there's a good chance that he don't get a head coaching job right away just yet.
Let's say
I think he could be available. I think he's a realistic option, but they would have to be aggressive to get him because there's going to be other teams that want him too.
Let me ask you this. Let's go down the rabbit hole and say Belichick does come here. Is Matt Patricia a better D coordinator than Lou Anarumo? Is that an upgrade?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But I have heard. So when you go down and you're talking about Bill Belichick, he's going to come in here with Josh McDaniels. He's going to come in here with Matt Patricia with his staff already in hand. I'm not against Josh McDaniels, but Matt Patricia, I wonder, does our defense even get any better?
Well, Bill would have a big hand in it, but at the same point in time, I don't know. Plus, I mean, a lot of it is position coaches. I don't want to just say that because a lot of them need to go. Probably Marion Hobby, and I was a big Marion Hobby fan, but I don't feel like the D-line guys have really gotten better too much under him. Don't want to miss out on this before we start the AFC North rankings. Dustin with the Super Chat. Appreciate it, brother. Feel like the biggest disappointment is not even the results on the field, but the organization took multiple steps back. Very discouraging. I think we both agree wholeheartedly with that. Yeah. And that's been a lot of the frustration from Chop and I is just we're just so we feel bamboozled. I'll let you talk about it because you said it a million times.
I know, I'm bamboozled. We were tricked. It's like I agree with Dustin and I disagree with Dustin. The disagreement says that this was always the team. They accidentally got the number 1 draft pick. They accidentally, after that, Joe got hurt, and so we got the number 5 pick and got Jamar Chase. They accidentally had a few good free agency signings, but it's hard for me to believe that they even had a hiccup of doing things right. I think we were just bamboozled, and the Bengals have always been the Bengals. Maybe they'll prove me wrong.
I think there's been baby steps maybe in the right direction because they have been more, and this is something Jeff said and I had to agree, I had to agree with him at the end of the day that I will agree that there has been some steps in the right direction when it comes to activity and free agency. They used to just kick tires all day, every day. The last 2 years, though, has made it feel like they've regressed back again. Yeah. And what I tried to say, and last year's free agency wasn't that good either. Elena Brown had to call them, and otherwise it was going to be nothing again, just like this year ended up being. But, I mean, they've at least tried to sign guys and hit holes a little bit, but now that they owe money to their top guys, it's like they just revert to, well, we're cash poor, we can't do it, and there's probably truth in that, but it sucks as a fan of the team.
Yep. And by the way, going back, I did root for Cleveland last night. That felt so weird.
I didn't watch it.
I was rooting for Cleveland in that game, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? People ask me all the time, which team do you hate the most in the AFC North? And I figured it out last night. It was Pittsburgh because I was rooting for Cleveland. I couldn't help it.
Yeah, and that's true, and that's what scares me. It is a hell of a lot easier to spend in free agency when you got a rookie contract at quarterback and rookie at your star receiver and T on a rookie contract. Yeah, when you're 3 of your top 5 players on your team are on rookie contracts, you almost have to spend somewhere because there's the salary cap floor that they have to hit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give them too much credit either. Don't get me wrong. I say there's baby steps, but I think this fan base, a lot of us at least, and I know the 2 of us on this show right now talking, feel like just you need to prove it to us because we feel bamboozled and we feel like
tricked.
You still are the same organization that's going to cut corners. And honestly, we should have seen it because they never expanded the scouting department. There's so many teams that have jobs that you wouldn't even know it's a job, but they have, what I mean? There's just like, they're hiring hundreds of people to come in and do this.
Water fountain attendant.
But nutrition, the different things they do with that stuff, that the Bengals neglect, like this is modern football and there's studies and there's stuff out there that you should be able in a multi-billion-dollar business to have top of the line everything for your players and performance on that football field. And the Bengals don't do that. And that's a sad reality. And if they don't start stepping it the hell up, then we're going to continue seeing some poor results on the football field.
Dale, who do you hate more, the Ravens or the Browns?
It's the Browns.
Hey, the Browns or the old Browns?
It's the Browns. Not that I like the Ravens by any means, but it's the Browns just because that is the most annoying fan base I personally dealt with at a game, with all the damn barking and like leaving and someone saying, "Oh, you like that ass whooping?" And I fuck it. And then my wife said something, and the dude said something back. I turned around, Ric Flair chopped the motherfucking dude.
Hell yeah!
Like, shut the fuck up, bitch!
Right.
Like, fucking.
You could hear that goddamn barking going on.
Yeah, they're just fucking annoying. I don't like them.
You know what? Even after the post game, that when they came on with the post game show, I still heard Steelers fans walking out going, "Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!" And I'm like, "You fucking just lost to the shittiest team in the division." These motherfuckers, like, look, TBIs are real, man. If you get hit in the head, get that shit checked out. You know, don't be out in public yelling shit that doesn't make sense.
And old boy's entertaining. George Pickens, man, that boy's a head case. But man, you never know what's going to happen with him out there.
No, that guy's an idiot.
I'm not saying it's a great form of entertainment, but it's a form of entertainment.
Yes, it is. And then yesterday, was he going after fans or was he actually going after a player at the end of the game?
It was him and I think Greg Newsom that was going at it. And I don't know that he was actually going after fans, but shit, nothing would surprise me with him.
No, that guy's a head case.
Yeah, good, just tons of talent, but fucking head case.
Yeah.
What's up, Derek?
What up?
I was waiting for the speaking of head cases.
It's the Orange Arrow.
Hey, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, fellas?
I don't even have the energy to be a smartass right now, Derek.
Nope.
This team has sucked.
I fucking do.
Derek.
Before I left work, a buddy of mine was like, "Here, try these smelling salts." I'm fucking wired.
What?
Derek's high on
you got
this.
high at work, and
Hell
now
yeah.
you're driving
No,
home. I'm just
it's
kidding.
smelling salt.
Yeah.
Shit
It's
to
got
wake
him all
up.
amped up.
They give you energy?
Yeah, it's like football players use it. It's like shit to wake you up.
God damn, I'm using Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I mean, we did talk about smoking crack on the last episode
Right.
of the show, so
Yeah, that's true. We did.
Derek's the closest one.
Right,
He's sniffing rocks.
Right. He's sniffing them salt.
Bath salt.
Yeah.
Bath salt. Yeah, right. Sniffing them salt. It's not meth.
But yeah, Chop, we're over 20 minutes in. We should probably get to this rankings because this, if we're going to rank all these positions, it'll take a hot minute. So
I know.
we'll pull that bad boy up. We'll start with quarterbacks. This is easy. I'll start, and I'm going to say slide that B on up there to the top for the Bengals because they got the number one spot, in my opinion. You guys want to disagree on that one?
Hold on. I got to see how
If you can do this, yeah.
Maybe
you got to make it smaller.
How the fuck you do that, man?
Control minimize. Hey, I was going to have this up and run it, but it wasn't.
Control minimize.
It was telling me I needed a Google Chrome.
We're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked.
What hit control? I'm working with a Mac here. There ain't no minimize button.
Like a subtract, like instead of the plus button.
Oh. Let's try that. That did not work, Dale. Let's see. Hold on. Control. Minus.
Maybe we are only ranking the things toward the bottom.
Maybe option minus. No. Command minus. Oh, command minus. It worked. So anybody with a Mac, it's command minus. Let me go command minus
things
again.
Here on Bengals.
There we go.
But that way, maybe you can drag it a little better, and then you can.
All right. So anyway, boom.
Joe Burrow, number one. He's the best. He's arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, especially this season. Josh Allen's pretty good. There's some other guys that are pretty good. Lamar Jackson is pretty good. I mean, the other guy in the argument's probably in the AFC North, and the guy that could win the MVP, Lamar Jackson. But I'd take Burrow 10 out of 10 times over Lamar Jackson personally, and I'm not changing my ranking. And I'm sticking with Burrow 1 and Lamar 2. Any arguments so far on either of those, Derek?
Not for me.
Nope. That was going to be my argument. I mean, you could make one that Lamar's having an MVP season, but I'd still take Burrow 10 out of 10.
And I have the old list, so this is something actually like a lot of times I'll say, yeah, we'll save and revisit this, and I never save it and never go back and find it. But I have the old list, so this is how we had it ranked before the season 2. So good on us, right? Nothing's changed. We nailed it. Now 3 and 4, I don't know. Because we had
Russell Wilson just lost his first game, though.
I know. We had the Browns 3 and the Steelers 4. And between Wilson and Fields, is that better than, well, we know what Watson was, because this is for this season especially. We're trying to rank this. But Jameis has been pretty good, so this is very tough right now. You guys could talk me either way, so you guys talk about it, and I'll let you know what.
I mean, fuck them both. Can we put them both just last? I mean,
neither of them are great, but I think I would much rather have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields still.
I'm gonna slide Russell Wilson up here and then put Winston after that. If anybody has any comments about that, go ahead and share those views.
Yeah, because maybe the chat could help tell us on that too. But Derek, what are your thoughts on just those two teams?
I mean, you just watched them play against each other last night, and
yeah, but you can't go off of just one game.
No, you're right. I'm not going to say Jameis was the better quarterback because I don't, but I think it's closer than what a lot of people think.
No, sure. I wouldn't disagree that it's close between, if you just say the two starters right now, Jameis and Russ, that I think that's fair that you could flip a coin there. But I think I would rather, if it was me, I'd rather have Russ. But also I think if we're going on the whole season, we got to ding the Browns for not going to Jameis earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If we're looking at the whole season, I would much rather have Justin Fields than Deshaun Watson for the first half of the season, like both teams did, right? Is that fair to maybe be the tiebreaker there?
To be 100% honest, if the Browns were smart, Joe Flacco would have started the season the way he finished it last year.
That's true too.
Yeah, but
the Browns are just determined to start Deshaun Watson because of that dumbass contract, even though he can't play. Sorry, Derek, go ahead.
Oh, you're talking about starting Flacco at the beginning of last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought you meant starting Flacco this year.
No, he plays for Indianapolis now.
I know that. I thought you meant
they shouldn't have cut him. They shouldn't have cut him.
Yeah.
They should have cut Watson.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. But yeah, we'll move on to running backs. Now, I'll give our order first before we change it because it's definitely going to change. We went with the Browns because of Jerome Ford.
Put it up there and we can move it around. So we had Browns.
We had Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Bengals.
Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals. So this is what we had going into the season, right?
Because we're full disclosure here, so we're okay with being like, that's dumb as hell that you would have that.
You're right.
Honestly, it is. And we all had to vote on it. So, I want to say that maybe I wasn't that dumb, but I don't know because I didn't watch it back. But whatever happened, it came to where we put Cleveland won.
I know the one thing we was worried about was Chubb's injury, but I mean he was still one of the best, and we didn't take into account the offensive line either. We did. I think taking a huge. Oh, did we?
Yeah, we were thinking it wasn't going to be that bad, and it's been awful.
Yeah,
man, I'm just gonna keep it real. Like we're fucking stupid. Derrick Henry got picked up by the Ravens.
100% dumbasses. Put the Ravens dumb. 1. It's very easy to put them 1.
Yeah, let's fucking slide Derrick Henry.
I think it was like, okay, we trust the Jerome Ford. Slide Cleveland down. It's easier to slide them down than.
All right.
But we were thinking Chubb comes back, but Jerome Ford too. It's a good running game. It's a good line. The Ravens line was remember, I think that was a big part of it. We talked about the Ravens line. It's not, and the Ravens line's been great. And we'll talk about that as we go too, because we had their line last, and that's why we had their running backs, I think, second instead of first. So that makes sense, right? When you put those two things together. But I got to definitely go Ravens 1. Yeah. Now 2 is tough,
right?
Honestly.
I don't think it is.
What is it, Derek?
I think it's Najee and Jalen Warren, like the combination of the two. I think, as much as I hate to say it, I'm going to owe that motherfucker Tyler Kelly $100 at the end of the year because they both look really good.
Did you make a bet with him too?
Yes, I bet that Zach Moss would have more rushing yards than Najee.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
I agree. Ravens Steelers 1-2. It actually is pretty easy, to be honest. And I'll tell you why. It's because if you look at the numbers for the year, the Browns had, at least going into last night's game, 91 yards per game rushing, and we had 90. Two of the worst in the league. We had two of the lowest rushing units in the league. So there's the bottom two. Honestly, flip a coin on what order. For me personally, I would go Bengals over Browns just because I love what I've seen from Chase Brown, especially the last few weeks. Now, I think Nick Chubb is going to get healthier and probably perform better as well. But Jerome Ford's been hurt most of the year. So that's hurt Cleveland, and Chubb was out for half the year. So I'm going to put Bengals over Browns. Does anybody have an argument against that, really?
I don't argue against it. And mainly, though, my reasoning is fuck the Browns. If that makes sense.
As much as I hate to say it, I kind of disagree just because unless you're taking into account the Chase Brown's passing or pass catching ability.
Yeah, because it's running back in general.
It's still counted as a running back. So I guess I could see that.
That's what pushes it ahead for me. And Zach Moss was pretty good as a receiver here too.
Hey, also remember, don't forget for the Bengals, they're lining up Jamar Chase at running back too, so he's playing some snaps there.
Yeah, I ain't counting that because I'm
fucking counting it. God damn it.
Well, either way, we're putting them over the Browns. We got Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. That's how I see it. I wouldn't argue though with a Browns fan if they said, "No, we're ahead of you." Okay, we both suck. Our running games both suck for the year, to be honest. So whoop-de-doo.
Right.
Is O-line? Is that what's next?
Yeah, what we have. I'll put what we had last year.
We had the Browns first.
Did we?
Dumbasses. The losing Callahan was huge. We had Bengals second. We were hyping our boys up. Dumbasses.
Good.
Steelers third, and the Ravens last. So what I would do here
is completely flip it around.
Except I would put the Browns last.
No,
actually, I do have the Bengals last. And there's actually O-line rankings per PFF. So I'll give them to you right now. The Ravens have the 11th best O-line. The Steelers have the 18th. And this takes all this starting linemen. The Browns have the 23rd. And the Bengals are 30th for offensive line per PFF.
We're not last.
So yes, flip it around. Our dumbasses. Right. No, we had the Browns first, so we didn't completely flip it.
That's right. It was close.
It almost flipped. But yeah,
Ravens. I'm going to tell you, though, this is the God's honest truth. If Orlando Brown doesn't get hurt, I'm telling you, you can flip at least the last two.
That's fair.
That's made a big difference with Orlando Brown. What, he missed 2 or is it 3 games?
He missed at least 3, and he was dinged up for the Eagles and went out halfway through. It's been parts of 4 games at least.
And, that affects Cordell Volson when your left tackle is like that. It affects the whole game because now you got to send a tight end over there to help out. So I do think with Orlando Brown still, if he didn't miss games, that at least, we'd be third.
Crypt Keeper says, "Hey, Dale and Derek, did you know Larry Bird is from Indiana? Because the Buckeyes play the undefeated Indiana Hoosiers tomorrow at noon for anybody listening."
Yeah. Not looking forward to that game, but.
Yeah, especially after the center got hurt, the left tackle's hurt. Yeah. So that's another line that's struggling. But yeah, we're going with that. The Ravens, man, good for them. They rebuilt that line and rebuilt it quick.
Mm-hmm. So, they did a good job.
They had 3 of the 5 new pieces?
Yeah, and the 2 starting guards, to have guys, but they draft guys and they have guys that can plug in, and they obviously have a coach that can coach them up, and that's why I think Frank Pollock should go too.
It's almost like
Frank Pollock's the run game coordinator. Sorry, Chop.
I'm just thinking it seems like it's almost like the Ravens, the organization's interested in actually winning. It's weird
that way. It's
crazy. I know. What the fuck?
Well, at least
you can do that.
Yeah,
I know. It's weird.
Huh.
And this may be the last one that we have the Bengals number 1 wide receiver, and this is a lot because of Jamar Chase. But when T. Higgins plays, he's a fucking boss too. I'd take our wide receivers over anybody else's wide receivers. And we had it. Bengals, Browns, Ravens, Steelers is how we had it. We're keeping the Bengals, but now we'll discuss these 3.
I think you got to go Ravens second. As much as
I think so too.
Ravens or Steelers.
That's what I had written down as well, guys.
I think it's like this right here that I just made one move and fixed it. Does this look right? Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns?
Yes, it does. And Amari 100%. Cooper going from the Browns. That's a terrible receiving unit that the Browns currently have, especially at receiver. Now, Njoku and Akins at tight end is decent. but their actual wide receivers are not that great.
If Amari Cooper was still there, I might put the Browns above the Steelers.
But yeah, the Ravens with Deontay Johnson now, and Zay Flowers is a damn good player. And then the Steelers, George Pickens has been good, and they added Mike Williams. So I think that's pretty clear. If it wasn't for us, those teams would be up there. So
yep.
I like that order we have it. And I feel pretty good about every order we have here. I feel is completely fair, unbiased, and we're the best at doing it.
Yeah, it's 100%. Well, this is definitely unbiased because we're all pissed off at the goddamn team. We sure in the fuck ain't going to bias this one.
Well, and the Browns are the ones who kind of fucked us and made us look real bad because they're running back and O-line, which combines.
Yeah.
They're now last and next to last, and we had them first. So it made us look like real dumbasses there.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Moving on.
The Browns would Brown.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's on us.
And it leaked into the Brown family. Yeah, fucking Browns.
So tight end, here's how we had it. We had Ravens.
I figured.
Browns. Steelers, Bengals. We saw flashes with Eric All, but
man, Eric All.
Honestly,
if he would have played this whole season, I'm telling you, shit would be different. Somewhat.
Honestly, I might move the Browns to second.
We already had him at second.
Oh, I thought you said Steelers were second.
No, Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got hit the nail right on the head.
Mark Andrews hasn't been the same Mark Andrews, but Isaiah Likely's been very good. They also have the third guy, Charlie Kohler, who's a solid number 3. So I still put the Ravens 1. Freiermuth's pretty good at tight end. Darnell Washington's basically an extra offensive lineman, but he is the tight end. Chop's favorite man meat tight end. Somebody said he's over 300 pounds. Jesus. So that's a tight end over 300. He's an offensive lineman. All he does is pretty much block for them. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey,
nope.
You can utilize them. But
hey, if we would have drafted him like I wanted to, he could have filled in at left tackle over Cody Ford.
The tight end in general, and Njoku's just really good, right? So I got to keep the Browns second, and then Freiermuth and Washington third because that's a good tandem overall, especially for what they do with running the ball.
If Eric Hall, easy for me to say, if Eric All was still healthy, I would make the case that we could probably move up to at least
one. And let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you, I was just thinking this, Derek. Like if Eric All stayed healthy and Orlando Brown stayed healthy, the beginning of the season before these injuries happened, man, we were fucking playing to the tight ends a lot. Our game plan.
We had some games, yeah.
Yeah, totally different team after Eric All went down. It's totally different. Now the tight end comes in and Orlando Brown, because now the tight end comes in, he's got to run over and help block on the left-hand side. So it totally changed. I honestly think Eric All was having such a good year. It's possible that we could have moved up to the front because let's face it, like even at the Ravens, like Mark Andrews he's not having his best year. Isaiah Likely's hurt. So is it inconceivable that Eric All doesn't get hurt, that we could actually be the number 1 in tight end position?
Maybe because Gesicki had some big games, and I don't want to not mention him. But when T's playing, Gesicki is like completely invisible, and that kind of hurts this ranking because and all his injury hurts it. But yeah, the honestly, man, the tight end, it's not the strongest. This isn't the strongest division for tight ends, especially this season. But Njoku's really good, so I would like to have Njoku over anybody we have, and that includes Eric All. And then I still think, Andrews, Likely, and Kohler, that the trio of that is better. And then what the Steelers do, it works. But, I mean, I wouldn't argue with somebody over this, but I think we keep it what we have here. Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Bengals, and just roll with it.
Yep.
Next up, cornerbacks. So here's how we had it. We had Browns.
Yeah. Well, I know.
We had Bengals. We had Ravens. And we had Steelers.
Jesus Christ. I
don't know because I still say the Browns are number 1.
Mm-hmm. Don't you think Steelers are going to go to 2?
Yes.
Yeah. And
I'm
honestly,
just gonna make this move because I feel
I-
like this is gonna take care of it.
it's so weird, but I actually like our corner room better than the Ravens.
Yes,
The
100%.
Ravens-
They're 32nd. Their pass defense.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. And I think the Browns are number one because all three of their guys are just really good players. The Steelers are number two, Porter Jr. and the other guy, I don't even know who was all on their team. But they're pretty good corner. It's a really good defense in general, which, good pass rush helps your corners. And we don't have one, which slides us from second to at least third. And then the Ravens just have been awful in the secondary, corner and safety. They do still at least have Kyle Hamilton at safety. But their corners, Humphreys put up a lot of interceptions, but they get burnt constantly, give up tons of points. And if they don't make a run in the playoffs, it's going to be because of their secondary. So I'm definitely – I know they drafted Nate Wiggins. Who'd they bring in? They brought in the guy from the Bills or Tre'Davious White or something, didn't they? And I can't imagine he's going to be a difference maker, though, because he's looked washed the last couple of years. But I think that'll still be the reason they don't make a run. So I'm good with Browns, Steelers, Bengals, Ravens. Everybody else good with that?
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, at least they saw a flaw and tried to improve it, though,
Exactly. Yep. Moving on to safeties. Here's how we had it. We had Steelers.
Oh, what the fuck? It didn't grab it. There it goes.
We have Ravens.
Yeah.
We had Bengals and Browns. Well, I'm moving us to last. Von Bell and Geno Stone have been awful. So
move us to last. I agree with that.
That is very easy to do that.
Yeah.
I still say Steelers are one.
I still
I
do
don't
too.
want to change that. I
Nope.
think Minkah Fitzpatrick still one of the better safeties in the league, and the other guy back there is playing really well. And then Browns Ravens. I would put the Browns over the Ravens, I think, now. What about you guys, though? I like Kyle Hamilton, but
who's the other guy the Ravens or the Browns have?
Well, they have Marcus Williams, and then they've played someone else, but Marcus Williams has been atrocious because, their fans, they always talk – they comment when you put anything about Geno Stone, we saw it. But they're like, how is Marcus Williams is somehow worse than Geno Stone, though, So that really drags down the Kyle Hamilton, he plays almost like an extra linebacker for them a lot.
Yeah, he plays multiple positions. Doesn't he
But
also
I mean,
play cornerback
that's a
sometimes?
good thing. That's a good thing, but it's also the other guy's just so bad and the secondary as a whole is bad. That's why I think you put him at 3.
Okay.
D-line, we had Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Bengals. If you just watched the game last night, which I didn't, but you guys, if you did, you would say that Browns over Steelers looks correct based on that one game, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I think as a season, and there is D-line rankings, like there's O-line rankings per PFF grade-wise, so I'll give you those, and then you can say how much you want to change things or not. But this is a huge – this one pisses me off because this is the biggest reason we suck. The O-line obviously being 30th is another big reason. But listen to this. First overall defensive line per PFF, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What the fuck?
First overall. The third overall per PFF defensive line, the Baltimore Ravens. Matabike, Odafe Owe, Kyle Van Noy kind of slides down there, even though they got him listed at linebacker. Guys like that. They just bring guys in bunches, man.
So they're second and third overall?
Yeah, and the Browns, fifth overall defensive line.
Dang. And the Bengals,
21st. So they're not 30th to 32, but 21st is not great. And honestly, the run defense has improved, but the pass rush, terrible. So you've got the first, third, and fifth best D lines in the same division as you, and you're trotting out a less than bottom half, a bottom third team on the defensive line. So do you guys, is there – because, you could argue the Browns D-line, but they got rid of Zadarius Smith. So I think overall I would put the Ravens over the Browns because those rankings are close. There are 3 teams in the top 5. But I do agree with the Steelers because I like Keanu Benton, Cam Hayward, Who's the other end they have besides Watt? He's basically an end. I know they call him linebackers. Blanking.
I'm blanking too. I can't remember.
He's really good. So, and then they also added Preston Smith. I mean, I just like all the guys that they can bring in there and throw at you. So, Steelers, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, that order, Derek. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm okay with that because the Ravens are deep. They got a lot of guys so they're able to keep them fresh.
Chop got happy when you said deep.
No, I'm just saying. Derek said it sounded sensual when he said he's like they got beef.
I thought he said deep.
Beef. They got some beef.
Either way, deep.
You said deep?
Yeah.
They got deep beef.
Yeah, we're both. Either way, it sounded sexual. Whether he said deep, whether he said beef, and the way he said,
right.
Yeah, damn smelling salts got Derek all horny.
I know. Plus, you got to be careful, man. I took a boner pill, so.
Oh, geez.
Anything
before the show? Before the show?
Nah, it was yesterday, but it's good for like 3 or 4 days.
Still in the system, boys.
No, so you got to be careful what you say around me.
Don't take much.
Knock my computer over. Nah, it's not true that you really probably couldn't tell.
Hey, Crip wants us to know, Derek, that Gene Hackman won an Academy Award for the movie Hoosiers.
Yeah, it's true.
Linebackers. So here's how we had it. We had Ravens, and the homers that we are had Bengals.
Yeah.
Then we had the Browns, then the Steelers.
Hey, look, if we don't change this, we have a bingo. See? The Ravens, bingo.
I still like our linebackers. I just think there's something going on with.
They're a little slow though. They're a little slow.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with them, but every now and then you still see that spark. So it's like, is this something that they're being taught and they're trying to do what these guys are wanting them to do, and it's just making them think more?
Yeah, the communication definitely hurts our linebacker ranking. And I'll tell you just how I wrote it down, and then you guys can say kind of how you feel. But I put Steelers, I put Browns, I put Ravens, and I put Bengals. Now, the Browns have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who's injured, and they said it could even be career-threatening. But for the season as a whole, because I don't want to just say, well, because he just got injured. But I'd be okay if someone wanted to argue the Ravens ahead of them, and mainly it would be for Roquan Smith being second.
Did you have Steelers? What was it?
I had Steelers first, but what do you guys think?
And then Browns?
Yeah. Who was the guy that they got from the Ravens? Was it Bush?
No. They have Patrick
Queen.
The guy played at LSU,
Queen.
Patrick Queen.
That's right, Patrick Queen from LSU.
And then the guy they drafted that had an awesome interception last week, who I loved in the draft process. I couldn't believe he fell to the end of the third, but he had a long injury history, is Peyton Wilson out of NC State. So I think he helps. And then they have another guy, too, that plays like a Landon Roberts. He plays a lot. So they've got a pretty good core there. And then, like I said, I still count Watt as an edge, even though they list him as a linebacker. But
that's true.
Edge rankings, but I still think with the other guys they have, and just their defense is so good that I still put their linebackers 1 for me. I mean, we didn't have them at 1, but that's where I have them now. But if you guys can make the argument for the Ravens or the Browns.
Is this what you had right here?
Agree.
Is this right, what you had, Dale? Steelers, Browns, Ravens, Bengals?
Yeah, I had the Browns, but a lot of that was because of Owusu-Koramoah. But now he's injured, so it's kind of one of those things to where – Alex Highsmith was the other guy that rushes, and he's hurt too, but they got Nick Airbag too for the Steelers on the D-line. Let me look at the Browns depth chart just to check their linebackers real quick, because that way – we can give a better answer here for everybody. So right now it's Devin Bush, who you mentioned, Derek, that the Steelers drafted originally ahead of us at pick 10. Mm-hmm. Jordan Hicks, who's an older player now, but is a Cincinnati guy that went to Texas. And Winston Reed, who I've never heard of, but it was Owusu-Koramoah. I would be okay with dropping them to 3 because honestly, Roquan's better than anything they have right now.
Yeah.
But it's if you want to say like Owusu Koromoa. I would be good.
Yeah,
Steelers, Ravens, Browns.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. I like what the Ravens have done with their linebackers. I mean, I want to say they're ranked like first against the run. Their defense
They are.
is.
Yeah,
and
which
a lot
is
of that
D-line
has
and
to do with their
linebackers.
linebackers.
Yep. No, I agree with that.
And
that's a good point.
It also has to do with the fact that they can't stop a freaking bloody nose defensive back. But
Man, hold on a minute here.
Yeah, because everyone's throwing on them all the time.
Bend over.
Yeah.
Says, what city has the ugliest broads, Cleveland or Pittsburgh? It's close. Fucking bend over. And look at his little guy, too.
I was going to say, I'll tell you after December 1st when we see the Steelers fans in person.
Right.
That'll probably make me want to say the Steelers, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no shit.
I bet it is close.
I feel like every fan base in the NFL pays to have at least one model wear their clothing.
Ours is Greg.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So what about special teams?
All right, I got a bunch of shit for special teams here, boys. We did a deep dive on the special teams.
All right.
This is hard. It's hard otherwise.
Last year? We had Bengals, probably Ravens 1, right?
We had Ravens 1, Bengals 2, Steelers 3, Browns 4.
This might get jumbled up a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll start with punting. The Browns actually have the highest average on punts, 51.4. The Bengals, 50.3. Steelers, 47.3. And the Ravens, 47.3. But, I mean, it's hard with punting because the average, this, that, and the other, there's a lot that goes into it. But, and then field goal percentage, you got some really bad kickers. The Steelers have the second best field goal percentage, at least coming into last night. So they're far and away pretty good. But then the Ravens, because Tucker hasn't been good, is 29th. The Bengals, 30th. And the Browns, somehow, 31st below us.
Jesus Christ.
So some of the shittiest kicking right here in the AFC North.
So the Browns are worse than us?
Yes.
So this is the order that they have it in right here. Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, Browns. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's for the field goals. Okay,
it's for the field goals, but it's honestly how I end up having the overall. I can give you kick return. So we average the most on kick return yards. The Ravens are second, the Browns third, the Steelers last. But you don't know how many of those they just take out.
We're the only ones that have a kick return for a touchdown too, right?
But punt return to me is more important than kick return, though.
Yeah.
And the Steelers average 11.4 yards, the Ravens 11.3, the Browns 10.4, and the Bengals 7 yards per return on punts. That's fucking atrocious. And you got Trent Irwin still back there. And Charlie Jones isn't that good as a punt returner either. He had one before, but fuck, come on. He's not that good as a punt returner. He's okay. I'm not saying he's awful. He's a hell of a lot better than fucking Trent Irwin.
We don't have that spark anymore.
But how I finalized that with and this is my opinion, I went ahead with the Steelers because I think if you got a good field goal kicker that is that much in the top 5 and everyone else in the bottom 5, that alone gets your special teams unit the number 1 spot. And then I say the Ravens second, but it's almost by default. And a lot of that too, they're right there with the Steelers for punt return average. So that's helpful as well. They're second in kick returns. And I still like their punter. I think the Bengals liked him too coming out. So I don't think that's a huge difference on the punting. I like our punter, obviously, but that's not going to make up for how bad Evan McPherson with no nickname is. But I still put us over the Browns. I put us over the Browns because somehow their field goal percentage has been worse.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was going to argue with you if you would have put us last because
our punter
possible Pro Bowl special teamer.
That's it. That's the only reason. I want everyone to know this has nothing to do, as Wade calls him, with Evan McMisson.
I like money back.
Yeah.
Am I back?
And then James Rapine said clearance rack Mac.
Clearance rack Mac. I love that one too.
Yeah, that's pretty good because money.
I also like money whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or.
But the punter single-handedly keeps us out of last for special teams, and Charlie Jones' return touchdown helps. So that boosts us just above the Browns. But, yeah. Because I know some people said that they got him last.
Pro Bowl
I
guy
get it.
I was thinking of.
Oh, Tyson Anderson?
The guy I was thinking of was our gunner. Tyson Anderson, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of the punter. The punter's had a great year, so we got a great punter and a great gunner that should be a Pro Bowler in Tyson Anderson. I agree with that. I think those two guys bump us over the Browns, but Steelers won, Ravens, so have to take a picture of that later.
I did already. I put it in our chat.
There you go.
I'll say this, though. When you're thinking of how great your special team is, the last thing you want to think about is our best position is the position that we need when our offense can't get a touchdown.
Yeah, which we haven't needed it a whole hell of a lot lately. Too much. I mean, we have and we haven't. You know, we've scored a lot of points in a lot of these losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I got to say, there's an awful lot of Steelers there. Especially on the defensive side of the ball that we have as first.
Well, Steelers get the bingo, so that means they win, right?
And there's a lot of Ravens on the offensive side of the ball, outside quarterback and receiver. So that kind of tells you, why those two teams are probably going to the playoffs.
Yep, there's a lot of you see a lot of Bengals over here in the last two spots, don't you?
You sure as hell do.
Yeah,
and I think it's honest and fair. Like, I think quarterback and receiver, we know we've got that.
I mean, the Browns
we're bottom two in almost everything else right now.
We're bottom because we got Browns in at least 3 spots in the first two positions. The Bengals only got 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless you put if you break down defensive line to defensive end, that would be Cincinnati would be the top one there.
No, they wouldn't.
You don't think Trey Hendrickson isn't better at end? He isn't the best end in our division.
But he's not the only guy that plays the end, though.
Fuck it, though, man. I'm whittling it down to just Trey.
No, we can't do that, though. Because that's what I'm saying is you have T.J. Watt and you got, the other guy the Steelers have that I already forgot his name, even though I just looked it up.
Fuck that guy.
It's Trey. That guy. I keep forgetting his name.
It's Trey. Fuck it. I'm doing the controls here. It's Trey. Actually, there is no control for that one.
But in general, the whole D line is combined, and we are third and lucky to be there.
Yeah.
Or are we last?
We need more looks at that or get rid of it.
No, we're last on the D line, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're last on the D
line. That's proper for sure. That's correct. That is the correct dead last. And that's a big problem. And but we can get rid of that, Chop. We're good.
All right. Now let me figure out how to get back to
And we perfectly nailed the timing of that. We're almost an hour in, so. We had not, right? It's bye week. What are we going to do? Boom. Filled an hour right there.
I know. An hour's gone. And it was a fucking great show, to be honest, on the bye week. And
kind of depressing, though, because I think we were very honest. And, there was a lot of even PFF ranks and percentages and things that we factored in. And wow, we have
really depressing?
some holes.
I still haven't even made it to 32 yet.
Yeah, traffic.
Normally, I'm almost home by now,
Well, let me tell you what, since Greg's not here, let me tell you what's not fucking depressing, Derek. Fucking Midwest Best Barbecue and 50 West. Both of those motherfuckers are not depressing at all. You can go to Midwest Best. You can get the best fucking chicken wings in the entire world. Swear to God, they got the cheat code. Go up there and get them. And also, you can go over and get fantastic fucking hamburgers at 50 West. And they just opened up a new location like Deerfield Township, I believe. But the old one's out there near, out past Columbia, Tusculum. Outdoor volleyball, which it's a bit fucking cold. But they got a lot of burgers, a lot of beer, a lot of different flavors. And also, I would say it's not depressing, but fuck that guy. Still making Bengals shirts because the team's still losing, and he's actually not making a profit at all. But the Chop Shop, you can go there. You can get this one right here. You can support the team. Hi, I'm Mike Brown. Go to the Chop Shop and get my latest shirt. It's great. So you can go there and get that one.
Yeah.
I just made one last night, too, where I put fucking Trump's hair on Mike Brown, and it says, make Bengals great again.
I need to see that one. Can you bring that one up, Chop?
Let me see.
I think the people need to see that one.
I figure this shit out again. Hold on.
If you can find it. If not, it's okay. I just thought that'd be a good one. Because I thought that one was pretty nice. And then I tried to get you I sent you a picture with him and Elon, and I was like, you put Mike Brown's face on Trump, and then it's Elon, and like they're negotiating selling the team.
Yeah.
So we can get somebody that actually got some money in here to spend. And let football people run it instead of thinking you know everything.
All right, let me see if I can.
Underrated part of it.
I gotta see if I can find it on the. Oh, I gotta stop that one and then do a new one.
Yeah, and that's closest to me. And I need to hit that 50 West up, Jerry. You're right. There's a 50 West also in Chillicothe, Ohio.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
There it is. Make Bengals great again.
Make the Bengals great again. So if
Please.
you want this Make Bengals Great Again t-shirt, it is at the Chop Shop 513.myshopify.com.
Yeah.
Go get you one of these shirts. Get you the Mike Brown the Clown shirts.
Yeah.
It's all there. Get it while you can before
any
Mike
shirt
Brown
you order now will
shuts
be
this shit
at
down.
you'll have it before the game. So if you want one of these to wear to the game on the 1st, if you were to go there and order it today, you'd have it before the game.
Yeah.
I know I'll be wearing mine.
I'm probably going to buy that Trump Mike Brown one. That
Fuck, man.
elite.
Goddamn. Walk around your neighborhood. I'll probably sell 15,000 of them bitches in your neighborhood.
Everyone in Derek's neighborhood.
I know.
These are facts.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. We got to have some fun somehow, right?
Yeah. That's a good shirt, man.
Yeah.
It's a good looking shirt.
I was going to make a great again, and I thought, well, man, I already had that fucking Mike Brown one in there from where I put the clown hair on him. Let me see if I can do Trump's hair. And I was like, all right.
It worked out perfect, honestly.
Yeah.
It's probably the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Your
right.
Trump sounds very gay, Derek.
I know. Gage, and watch out because of my. Oh, fuck me! Someone just bought one.
Someone just bought a shirt. Right
Yes,
there
swear to
tonight.
God.
Boom!
Oh, guess who it was? Guess.
Matt Walker.
Matt Walker. My number one customer. Thank you, Matt. I didn't even see him in the chat here. I've been paying attention to the other thing, though. Is he
He
here?
said just order
Oh,
mine.
there he is. It says, I'm trying to, Chop. Here it goes. Yeah.
I love it.
It's,
I'm definitely buying one of those and wearing them to work.
Oh, God. Yes.
It's the greatest shirt of all time.
No.
Get you a
Greatest
shirt.
shirt of all time.
I mean, I've got the mask right back there somewhere.
Yeah, that's actually
Alpha.
his hair, and it's the actual Trump hand. The one
Yeah.
who's going like this after he gets shot.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was looking for the thing, but I don't see it. I know we've got this, so you
The link?
scroll through. Yeah, I don't see just the link right now.
Yeah.
Must not be on there now.
Matt says this shirt's huge. It's huge.
This shirt's gonna be huge. You're gonna
gonna be
sell so many
huge.
shirts. It's gonna be the greatest selling
Where's your
shirt
mask?
of all time.
It's
I gotta
probably
say,
freezing
you do a
cold.
damn
Your
good
face is
Donald
gonna
Trump.
freeze when you put that mask on. You knew, Derek. He knew he wasn't gonna do the Trump voice without getting the mask out.
Oh, yeah.
I should add the one back to stage when it comes on.
I was about to say.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there he is.
Special visit.
You gotta
Special
go to the
guest.
chop shop. Go to the chop shop. Buy you a Make the Bengals Great Again shirt, okay? It's gonna be the biggest shirt of all time. It's gonna be huge. Huge, okay?
All right, I did it.
We need to clip that, man.
Oh, we got to
commercial.
clip.
That's the new
hey,
Chop Shop
definitely gotta clip
commercial.
that one. Yes, it is.
You got an endorsement.
I love it.
Boom. The president of the United States is now endorsing the Chop Shop. Thank you to the Don. Whether you voted for him or not, let's make the Bengals great again.
So now that we did that and show that love, maybe he can keep Mike Brown from shutting down your Chop Shop.
We need to grab the ownership right by the pussy.
Oh, jeez.
So many shirts. Bend over guy.
So many shirts.
I love this bend over guy, man.
Well, this is what happens after an hour into Bengals and Brews. On a Friday where I didn't stop and get rum, I said, you know what? I don't want to have a hangover tomorrow because the Buckeyes might already give me one playing at noon against Indiana.
It's in the shop. It's available right now, Paul.
It's up there, boys. It's
you can go to
Chop Shop 513.myshopify.com as it scrolls across the bottom there for everybody. So if you put in Chop Shop 513.myshopify.com.
If you go to my Twitter account, which is right here, it'll have a link. And also I have a Chop Shop 513 at Chop Shop 513 also on Twitter X.
You guys got to get these shirts while you can because, they're
going to shut me down.
It's going to happen.
Looking one with the I'm telling you, I've been getting away with a lot of bullshit, man. But this one with Mike Brown with the clown hair, they might get upset about that.
They're going to get upset.
And guess who doesn't give a fuck? This motherfucker right here. I don't care. I literally I lose. I don't want my wife to. I lose money on this shop every month.
Yeah. Help Chop break even, guys. Order your shirts while you can.
Yeah.
Help Chop break even on this.
It's a hobby, and hobbies cost money. That's the way I look at it. And people said you should charge more. I charge $20 a shirt. I don't think that's a bad price.
No, I think that's a good price
for any shirt, and it doesn't matter size. So maybe you're one of them big fat motherfuckers like me, and you're like, man, 5X cost a lot extra. Nope, $20. Extra small, $20. 5X, $20.
Yeah, and there's a ton of stuff on there too. So
Matt does his best. That's right, Matt. You put more than one meal on my table, and I appreciate it.
He helps you come close to breaking even.
Right.
Yeah, Mike Brown is going to live forever, guys. You might as well. And I don't. And here's the thing, which I ain't wishing harm on no one. That is bad juju and karma to even let those words come out. I will just say this, though. I think whenever the time comes that Mike completely steps away from the organization, whenever that is, that I don't think that Katie and Troy are any better.
It's not an upgrade.
It's going to be exactly the same.
The best we can hope for is to stay the same.
I think they're already running things right.
Yeah.
After what's going on, I don't know, man. I feel like they probably let their grandchild, Mike probably let his grandkid for Christmas have a little hand in it, and she made things exciting for the fans, and that's it. Elizabeth?
Paul's wanting to know if he goes to the catalog. I think there's a way to go.
Page 8, if you go to
Bengals,
Cincinnati football in there.
Cincinnati football. The one that says Cincinnati football, and then Chop said that one's on page 8 is what he believes.
You're like, hold on. If I go to my other screen, I can probably flip through the thing and show you.
Yeah.
All right. So here, if I just go, let me get out of here. So here's the main page, right?
Yeah. Chop Shop 513.
Go down here, go Cincinnati football, and then there'll be 8 pages of shit. See, and just go to
Get your Bengals and Brews koozie while you're there. Those are great.
I got a whole. Well, I'll show you in a minute. But I got a whole Bengals and Brews thing. But here's page 8. So these are my latest line. You can see Mike Brown here, and then here's Make Bengals Great Again.
Yep. Right at the end of page 8.
Yep. And you can also, if you want to support the show, which Matt Walker has everything in this section, you can go here and it's all Bengals and Brews stuff.
Yeah, is that backpack still on there? I still need to get that backpack probably at some point.
Yeah, and then Dale did a bunch of AI Bengals and Brews things, and I just made a shirt with all of them.
Crip said he got those sandals.
I don't know how the fuck I got the Chop Shop shirt in there. I don't know how that happened. You can get Derek here. Look at that.
Yeah, get your King Can Titty guy.
King Can Titty.
No, Wes, he doesn't have a brick and mortar. He just does the online shop. It's just basically a hobby for him. But I've got probably, 6, 7 shirts. Got my Victory Monday that I never get to wear because, we don't have any victories.
Oh, you got to shake the dust off of that bit.
But I still love that shirt because the school is like Mario.
Victory Monday shirt.
We haven't won a game since.
Maybe it's your fault then, Derek.
We haven't won a game since.
This is
It
Derek's
is my
fault.
fault.
Yeah.
Derek has the lucky underwear. There's something
Yep.
for everybody in there.
Mm-hmm.
Could you
Anyway.
imagine if
Lucky
Chop did have a
underwear.
brick and mortar shop though? Chop just running a brick and mortar shop.
Sitting in there, I'd have one of them fucking. I'd be selling T-shirts and weed. I mean, if
Hell
I didn't
yeah.
have my job, like if I'm gonna have a brick and mortar
Right.
selling things and honey buns, fuck it
Honey buns? You throwing in
for the
honey
weed.
buns? Oh,
People-
that makes sense.
Get munchies, you know. If
That's
I was
a good
like,
point.
if I was gonna open up like a place, like a bakery, I'd put it right next to one of them fucking legal weed places. Like a fucking
Yeah.
Hertz Donuts right next to a weed place. Come on, man.
Yeah, you know how they have like gas stations with a Taco Bell in it. You can have a weed shop, Taco
Yeah.
Bell, a shirt shop,
With donuts.
and donuts.
Yeah. I'm an entrepreneur.
Bengals and Bud, Wes Huday says.
Bengals and Bud. Yeah,
You know,
that would have changed the show.
Chop didn't have the job he had.
If I didn't have the job I had, and I'm not gonna lie, the job I had pays me pretty good. It's able to buy
Yes.
cat litter for 15 fucking cats.
Woo, that's a lot of cat.
No,
baby.
it's a lot of
I
cat.
got a lot too.
Sometimes I shit in the cat box just because I'm pissed and
See
all
if
the
anybody
money's
will
going to
notice.
that, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna shit in there too. Well,
Why
there's no
not?
bathroom in the basement either, and there's a litter box right around the corner from my bedroom, so I can go out there and take a shit. I don't want to wake people up upstairs, or the shower's busy. If I open the door and I hear someone's in the shower, shit in the cat box. Cover it up. That's the worst part, sticking your hand in there and covering it up. You know?
Well,
One time Sarah was like,
going all
Chris,
the way
come
down.
in here. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she was like looking around to see if one of the cats are hurt because that big fucking turd in the cat box. I never did tell her it was me.
I think there's something wrong with one of the cats.
I never did tell her it was me.
Yeah. Why?
Right.
Well, she don't watch the show, or she'd know.
She'd know. That was me, Sarah. I shit in a cat box.
It happened. Okay.
Yeah. I bought the litter. Hooday.
Hooday. That's it. That's all we got, boys. I think we'll end it there. I hope everybody has a good weekend. I hope the Buckeyes win because I need some football to continue and trying to watch, and that's relevant throughout this season.
I hope somehow the Bengals aren't 4-8 coming out of the bye.
Yeah, that would be nice too.
Yeah. So,
They don't lose the bye week, number one.
right. Don't lose the bye week.
And then we'll talk about the Steelers next week. And
Hey,
probably,
did you guys see? Sorry, I know we're about to close it, but I wanted
You're
to
fine.
ask you: did you guys see where the only person that was at the Bengals stadium was Joe Burrow this week?
Yeah,
Yep.
we mentioned
Talk
that.
about that.
They just,
Yeah, our poor boy is hurting, man. He's hurting. He's got to be frustrated. He's playing great.
He needs a goddamn hug. That's what the fuck he needs. He literally needs a hug, man. When I saw,
You don't take a
man,
card?
it takes cards. Hold on.
Yeah, it takes card. I've always used
It
my
takes
card.
a card. Hold on. I'm going to go back here. Let me see. I'm going to show it again.
It will ask if you have some other shit, but yeah, it definitely takes a card because that's all I ever use.
Yeah,
I
you have to
don't
go
know.
down. You have to go down. Let me get on that one. You have to go down to where it says, you can just say, let's say this, and you go,
I'll bring it up for you.
oh, here we go. See this? More payment options.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's the little button below, more payment options.
More
and that's,
payment options.
That's where you can put a card in.
Yeah.
It's got all kinds of options to pay though if you got
It
Venmo,
does,
PayPal,
but you gotta
but it
use
takes
the-
regular card because that's what I use too, Paul. I wouldn't be using anything else.
Just more payment options, and that'll
it does not
Gotta
take
get
cash though.
and it doesn't take cash.
No.
No. I'm not gonna lie though. If you mailed me cash with your address, I'd probably send it to you.
And if you got a hot wife, it does take hand jobs.
That's true.
Kidding. Don't cancel us. That'll be why it does it. Nothing else. We've never said or done anything else that could get us canceled on.
Right. No, never.
Not us. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in and having some fun with us on a Friday. Stay
love
sexy,
bend over.
everyone. Bend over, man.
Yeah.
Gotta love bend over.
Bend over and stay sexy.
Bend over just became my best friend.
I know. We're friends. Now I'm putting him on a Christmas card list.
Hell yeah. People don't send Christmas cards no more, really. It's kind of sad.
Christmas email.
Christmas dick pictures.
Christmas dick pics.
Put a little bow on it.
That's right. Little garland.
It's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Put some of them fucking, them icicles, those fucking chrome strippy things that you hang on your tree.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Speaking of icicles, I'm an icicle in this garage.
I
So
bet you
appreciate
are.
y'all. Hoo-day. My toes hurt.
Hooday.